Hi everyone, and welcome to week 2 of Fitness Fridays in September. This week's video will be a little bit more difficult than last week as it is strength-based. And so just like in last week, if something doesn't feel good, go ahead and leave it out, and feel free to follow up with me afterwards if you would like a modification or some examples of an exercise that you could swap one of those out with. And of course, you always want to check in with your healthcare provider. If you're trying anything new, just want to make sure everything's good to go. All right. So don't forget to also comment done after you've participated in the video in order to be entered into this week's drawing. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Just a real quick warm up, let our body know that we're getting ready to exercise. So we're gonna start off with about 45 seconds of a march. And you can go nice and slow, just barely lifting those feet up and off the ground. Even if that's too much, you can just do a nice little toe tap, bringing the heels up. If you wanna make it a little bit more intense, you can really get those knees up, almost giving the quads a bit of a squeeze whenever they come up. Get the arms pumping, the blood is pumping through the body, your body's getting warm. Let's do 15 more seconds. Keeping that back nice and straight, belly button pulled in. We're using our core, our legs are working. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. All right, now we're gonna bring our arms up to a goalpost position. Straight line from the wrist to the elbow, elbow to the shoulder. And we're gonna squeeze the arms back as far as feels comfortable. Once we're in this position, we're gonna bring them down parallel to the ground and right back up, squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2. Next one's last one, come up and hold, and then straight up, and then back to the goalpost for 5. Breathing out on the exertion part, on that harder part. Let's do 2 more. Last one, we're gonna come up and stay up, palms face out as we bring them down and right back up. Nice, quick pace. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. All right, now we're all warmed up. Let's get into the strength exercises. We're gonna bring our hands back behind and do a bicycle. Most of these movements can be done sitting or standing, so whatever feels best for you. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. We're gonna bring opposite elbow to opposite knee. So we're gonna twist. It might just be a little bit of a range of motion, or you might be able to really get those obliques involved and go side to side. We never wanna punch forward. We're gonna stay up nice and tall. Let's do 2 more each side. Last one with the right arm, left arm, and down. All right, now let's do a little bit more for those arms. Let's do some tricep dips. So I'm gonna turn my chair to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So there's 3 levels that you can do. Level 1 is to have your hands behind you in your chair, couch, or wherever you are. And then you wanna have a slight angle at your back. We're still straight, we don't wanna be arching or hunching forward. Just nice and straight, but at an angle. So you can just play around with lifting yourself up and off the chair a little bit. Just see if you can get some lift off. You might not leave the chair, but you can definitely feel the activation in those arms. So this is level 1. Level 2 is bringing your hands a little closer to the edge and taking that leap off the chair. Your knees are bent, but your hips are off, and you can do whatever range of motion feels best for you, a little bit or a lot. The 3rd level is legs all the way out. So I'm gonna stick with level 2. You might be in 1, 2, or 3, whatever feels best for you today. We're gonna do a total of 5. So we go, make sure you have enough room. Go down, squeezing those shoulders, keeping the chest open. That's 2, 3, 4, last one, 5. Good. Now we're going to do something for the legs. So we're moving on down the body. We're gonna do a side abductions. We're gonna get those outer hips. So just as always, we're up nice and tall. We're gonna stick that leg out. We wanna have it as straight as we can. If it's down here, that's fine. You can slowly work your way up to there. You should feel that squeeze on the top of the leg and that quadricep muscle. We're gonna take it out to the side as far as feels comfortable, and then squeeze it back in for 5. 4, if you wanna make this more difficult, you can always do it standing, you can add a band, whatever you've got. You can do some ankle weights. Last one, and down, switch to the other side, same thing. out and in, keeping that core nice and tight. 4, keeping this leg still. Last 2. 1 more, and down. All right, now we're gonna come up to standing. So a little bit more for the chest and shoulders. We're gonna do a standing push-up. So this one you can do up against the wall. That would kind of be level 1. We're gonna focus on level 2 today. So have your chair or whatever you're using in front of you. Step back, make sure it's not going anywhere. Sometimes you might need to put it in front of something or up against something. We wanna have nice straight line. We don't wanna send our hips back. Nice and straight. Then we come down and up. But you might just come down a little bit and back up for a total of 5, whatever your range of motion is. Breath out on the exertion or that harder part. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. 1 exercise left, the sit to stand. So we're gonna make sure that we're in front, that we know where our seat is. We're gonna bring our arms to a genie position, and then weight mainly in the heels, feet about hip distance apart, maybe a little wider if that feels comfortable. And then we're gonna bring ourselves down, tap the chair, and right back up for 5. So if you wanted to make this a little easier, you could just go slower. You could take a rest at the bottom. Let's do 1 more. And done. All right, so we're gonna do a quick cool down. I'm gonna move this out of my way. Since we're already standing, we'll stay here. We're gonna bring our heels together, toes apart, to make a V shape. So we're gonna think of ourselves as being nicely balanced on big toe, little toe, and heel. So with our arms, they can just angle or they can be on your hips, whatever is most comfortable. So we're gonna press into that big toe and the little toe and lift ourselves up while our heels are together. And if you are having some issues with your balance, you can have a little something there for support or the wall or whatever you've got. But we're gonna squeeze our heels together and lift up. Keeping those heels lifted, we're gonna bend the knees. Keeping the knees bent, we lower the heels and then zip those legs up. Do 2 more exactly the same. So we lift up, bend, lower, and lengthen. Good job. 1 more time. Lift, hold your balance, bend, lower, and lengthen. Good. Now if you want to make this just slightly harder, I know we're cooling down, but just to make it a little harder, you can close your eyes. So, you know, you can have something like a wall or your chair, whatever you've got. So keeping those heels glued together, we're gonna lift. It might be a smaller range of motion, that's fine. So we lift, heels together, then we bend, lower those heels, and lengthen up. Okay, good job. 1 more. Lift, bend, lower, and lengthen. Good. Open those eyes if you hadn't closed, and we're gonna do the same thing in reverse. So now, we're gonna bend our knees first, keeping those heels together. Keeping the knees bent, lift the heels. Now we're gonna zip those legs up, and then using the muscles on the bottom of the feet, slowly lower down. Good. 2 more times, just like that. Bend, lift, lengthen, and lower. 1 more. Bend, lift, lengthen, and lower. Okay. If you want to close your eyes, now's the time. We're going to do 2. Keep them open if that's what you're more comfortable with. So again, bend, lift, lengthen. Use that stomach to help you balance, and lower, using the muscles on the bottom of those feet. Last one. Bend, lift, lengthen, and lower. Good. Open those eyes if you had them closed. We're going to make our feet hip distance apart, normal stance. Arms drop down by the side. We'll take 3 breaths here to finish up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, press the shoulders down, far from the ears. Lift the top of the head up, and fully exhale. 2 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower down. Next one's the last one. Nice big breath in. And exhale, go tall, lengthen the spine, and down. Good, congratulations, you made it through week 2. So don't forget to participate, comment done, and get yourself entered into our drawing for some of these awesome prizes. And let me know what you think, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.